Everybody, my name is Derek Peters. I'm the president of Hope Holdings. For those who don't know, Hope Holdings is a technology company dedicated to building human-friendly technology. Today, I'm very pleased to announce a brand new product we're in the process of releasing, hopefully by the end of 2019, which is about 30 days from now, called Trash Blocker. Trash Blocker is a browser extension used to block pornographic, nudity, any objectionable material, any material you deem objectionable from appearing on any web page you visit. We do this basically in three different ways. First, by blocking based on URL. You can either block an entire website, you can block a section of a website, or you can block just specifically on a certain page of a website. The way we do that is basically you add websites. It'll be pre-configured. So obviously we'll have in the block list, we'll have added all the major pornographic websites, things like that. You visit a website, there's bad material on it. We are not going to have everything on the list, and they change all the time. But you just hit block, and it automatically blocks that web page from appearing at all, right? You'll see a message that looks something like this. It'll just say, site blocked or the page blocked or whatever the case may be. And you can add that to a whitelist, but when you do so, when you click on add to a whitelist, a little prompt will come up asking you to put in your passcode that you pre-configured already, and then it'll be added to a whitelist. Okay, it lets you manage it as far as the household goes and things like that. Also, where people can't remove sites from a block list. Okay. The next way we're going to block content from appearing is through text-based. So it'll come pre-configured with some text, and if you don't want to have that option selected, though, you can remove the text. You can block that whole section from operating, or you can put in your own keywords that you want to obfuscate to keep from loading, right? And the third way we're going to do it is with AI technology. So when you visit, there's really no other products on the market right now that are using AI effectively to block content. They're doing some very rudimentary type things, but we're using much more state-of-the-art, cutting-edge type AI tech. So when you navigate to a website, it automatically detects if an image that appears there has nudity in it, or sexually explicit, or gore. There's different settings that you can opt in and out of, right? It's only about 94, 95 or so, 96% accurate, but most of those 4 or 5 percentile that are going to appear that won't be blurred are going to be things that probably aren't going to be problematic for you. Things like, very strangely drawn images, close up of body parts, things like that you can barely make out. Okay. So what'll happen is you come to a page, this Wikipedia page, right? So you don't necessarily want to block all of Wikipedia, right? Because it's a valuable tool. But there's certain pages on Wikipedia that can be problematic, that contain nudity and things like that. So what happens is you can either block, like I said, you could either block this particular page URL from showing up, or just naturally it's going to do this. It identifies, it's going to say, nudity or gore or, hentai or whatever the case may be, right? Or lolicon, whatever the terms are, and blur the image. Okay. Again, you can click on that if it misidentified an image and use your app passcode to reveal the image that only you will have. So again, all of this is completely private. We don't have access to any of your browsing history. We don't have access to any of the content that's blocked or not blocked, or any list that you're creating or not creating, right? It comes pre-set up with our own block list, like I said, and our own keywords and our own settings. But from there, you can configure it any way you want to, okay? There's really no others. Most of the other services that are out there right now, one of the most popular ones relies on taking random screenshots of the page, whatever pages you're looking at, and sending them off to friends and family or pastor or whoever you've buddied up with to keep you accountable. Okay, we're going to have that as an option. Okay, as part of our system that you can choose to do or not choose to do. But obviously that's not very private. But again, we would never get any of that information, okay? And you can report, by the way, you can report to your buddies either randomly through random image generation or sending them a daily or weekly report of all the URLs that you visited during that time period. You know, and again, we don't ever see any of that content. That's just between you and the buddies that you've partnered with, okay? You just enter an email address and it'll automatically send them the reports, daily or weekly, however you set it up. Okay. It's either daily or weekly. We hope this will help a lot of people. Obviously, pornography is a huge problem on the internet right now for people, not just men, but for women and for old people and young people. I mean, it's a gigantic problem. It's something that's almost impossible to avoid if you spend any time on the internet because they just constantly attack you with it. So we consider this a good helpful solution. Of course, for people that are really struggling, the buddy system is probably going to be the most useful. But we're doing all we can. We look forward to suggestions on how we can improve the product as we move forward. So we're always open. Just go to Hope Holdings and hit the contact form with any suggestions or comments that you might have. And again, we'll rely 100% on donations. We've done very little in the way of raising funds right now, for raising donations. So we can really use your help. This is going to be a free browser extension. So please just go to paypal.me/Hope Holdings and make a donation, whatever you can afford. We really appreciate it. And hope this extension helps a lot of folks. Thanks again. I'm Derek Peterson from Hope Holdings. Bye-bye.